Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight, Bpl still struggling with blackouts across New Providence. The Deputy Prime Minister is urging residents to be patient, and more Hurricane Joaquin recovery from Long Island. Welcome to our news. I'm Kyle Joaquin. Thanks for joining us. Topping news tonight, amid a string of blackouts across New Providence and the Family Islands last week, CEO of Bahamas Power and Light, Pamela Hill, said the company and the government are working closely to secure the necessary funding for various improvements and upgrades at the power company, which has seen its fair share of financial challenges over the years. Dana Smith reports.
Asked about the company's cash flow, Hill acknowledged there is a gap between BPL's revenue and expenses. She noted BPL is just one of many government agencies which require a determination on proper capital structure.
Certainly over the last several years, as we've looked at the level of tariffs that we have, we know that that there's a gap between what our current revenues are versus what the day-to-day expenses are.
Back in May, it was revealed that Hill was seeking to raise electricity rates by as much as 12 to 15%. At the time, Hill said the improved rate structure would fund the company's intended investments in equipment and personnel. The government, however, denied the request. Hill said BPL and the government continue to work on the company's finances.
We are working closely with government in order to ensure that the financing that we will need in order to make medium-term and long-term improvements to the company occurs.
At length, Hill spoke to the need for generator units at the power company to undergo frequent daily maintenance. As how much that continued maintenance is costing the company, Hill didn't want to say. A portion of BPL revenue also goes towards its rental generators. She acknowledged it's never a good thing for businesses to be renting, but it's something the power company has been doing for years in order to provide adequate power generation. When asked just how much BPL is spending on the rentals, Hill would only say this.
As you can imagine, as we've worked with our vendors, those sorts of terms tend to be terms that we try to keep fairly close, and not because we don't want to disclose them to again, our customers and neighbors, but because as we then negotiate with subsequent vendors, we want to make sure that we're in the very best position to optimize what it is that we receive from them.
Some have questioned whether solar power could be the answer to the nation's power problems. Asked about this, Hill said solar power is something that BPL is looking at and could work in the Family Islands.
Solar does tend to require a lot of acreage in order to provide enough generation, and we're really more restricted here in New Providence than we would be in the Family Islands.
Hill said a long-term plan for BPL is a focus on renewable energy and fuels with cleaner profiles.
Our first focus on the renewable front is going to be on the solar front. And then in terms of the larger generation that we will need, we will be evaluating all types of fossil fuels. So certainly natural gas, I know, is something that is being used in certain countries. I have to be honest that the infrastructure of bringing liquefied natural gas, because that's usually the way it would need to come, since we aren't blessed with it, as it were, right here in the country. So the infrastructure associated with delivering that tends to be fairly costly, and so we'll really have to give some hard thought to that.
Hill said BPL will keep in touch with the government as it relates to such future plans, as ultimately it is a decision that will require government involvement. Reporting for Our News, I'm Dana Smith.
Thanks, Dana. Well, in light of recent blackouts in New Providence, especially since the beginning of summer, many have expressed frustration. Small business owners have even stated that the rolling blackouts are ruining their equipment and products for their business. We caught up with Deputy Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis outside of Parliament this week, and although he did not say much on the matter, Davis did say that he was angry that Bahamians are suffering from the constant power outages.
I'm just as angry.
Bahamas Power and Light has released several statements during the week explaining that the company was experiencing generation issues which led to load shedding. Davis, who also serves as the Minister of Works responsible for BPL, assured Bahamians that the company is currently working to lessen the occurrence of rolling blackouts and urged them to be patient.
Be patient, you have an answer soon.
Well, in other news, 4 of the Bahamas Hotel Maintenance and Allied Workers Union executive management members who were charged with obstruction in a magistrate's court following a protest on Tuesday have been suspended from their jobs at the Sandals Resort without pay. The Nassau Guardian understands that upon arriving to work on Friday morning, Omar Bernard, Santino Hakes, Latoya Archer, and Rhonda Hyler received a letter notifying them of their suspension. According to the letter, they have been suspended until further notice pending investigations that they allegedly participated in. According to their charges, the accused intentionally and unlawfully obstructed to the flow of vehicular traffic and members of the public between Malia Hotel and Cable Beach Manor. Well, earlier this week, we told you about how Long Island is still on the recovery even 9 months after Hurricane Joaquin barreled through the island. For the most part, money seems to be a major issue. But it's the story of brotherly love and support that has shown through the chaos and trying times on the island. Stories like that of Linfield Newman, who found a way to use his skill to help those who lost much more than they could ever replace.
Everything is really expensive, and since the hurricane, even the food stores and everywhere you go, all the prices going up. It ain't helping nobody, nothing like that. But with me, I do refrigeration, and all the people with the fridges and stuff, they lose a lot. Plenty of them throw them away, but who brought them all, what I could get in contact with and help, I do them all. I just come, I'm sweating right now, I just come from helping some other ones again.
So you were basically trying to fix it?
I do it to try to help them, because they can't, it's so much damage you can't afford it. You don't have them.
Behind you right there.
I have them now to, some of them are 1 or 2 of them people, but they throw them away. So what I do, I store them up, and I repair them, and I give them to the people who can't afford it.
Newman is a handyman and fixes just about everything. He said it's how you survive on the island. Thankfully, his skills came in handy after the storm. But while he's helping others, for him, it's still a long road ahead.
Well, I'll tell you the truth, it ain't been easy. It ain't been easy, and it still ain't easy yet. It's a lot of things to do, a lot of work to do. Right here where I am, I get this out here, but back there is still destroyed pretty well. I'm getting it pretty well together.
The house, you know?
Yeah, the roof was torn off in the back, and inside was break up. Water went straight through everything. You could see like about 3 feet of water went through here. So, and out there was much more. All that there was torn off.
That roof right there?
Yeah, from up there go back and straight back that way. Like a tornado passed through there and just took that whole thing off. Destroyed it. Destroyed the whole back of the house and break up the windows and everything, and it looked like it do a sandblast on the walls. That's salt water.
You got it fixed?
I got the roof back on, but the interior and stuff is still there. We got guys coming in to do the work, but it is so much to do.